Please let me know if you can see my screen.
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Now today's session is basically about VIENNA Advantage, the industry solution for retail and trading. Let me say a few words about this this industry template. Now you know that VIENNA as a generic ERP and CRM can be used pretty much in all the industries, and on top of these this generic functionality, what we have done is we have created a number of industry templates. And one of the industry templates that we have created is for retail, supply chain of retail, as well as let's say wholesale and trading companies. And this is just one example of what you can do with VIENNA Advantage if you customize it a little bit, and how you can preserve it and how you can actually market it in that way as well. So today we are going to show you what we have achieved in this so far, and obviously it's just a start, so there's a lot more to come on this one, because as you could see also this retail and POS has really made it to our homepage of the website. That means our strategy is pretty much strong in this area, and we're going to do a lot more in this area. So apart from various other industries, that's going to be one of our focus. Now, just a short overview. First of all, we are having a complete solution for the retail companies. So it's not just some solution that you use in a single shop. Of course, you could also do that, but since we are connected, it's an ERP system connecting to a POS interface as well. You can use it for companies who have multiple stores or a chain of stores, regionally separated. So you could really use it as a system for a complete company in retail and distribution, and it offers you basically all the functionality which is required to run your complete supply chain in that. Apart from the supply chain, obviously, as you know, we have HR and accounting and various other modules. So all of this is seamlessly integrated with each other. Another thing which I would like to point out here is that it covers not just one type of retail, because when we speak about retail, there are various types of retail companies. There are apparel companies, there are supermarkets, hypermarkets offering all types of products, including electronic, apparels, food items, fresh items based on expiry dates, etc. So we have a large range of items which comes under retail and go over the counter. So VIENNA Advantage is equipped to cover all these products in a single system. And we have done here something which is pretty innovative and pretty, let's say, new to the retail industry. Since we are talking about retail chains with various locations, and traditionally in each store, it was a combination of decentral and central servers and deployment in the past with traditional retail companies, because retail is a very sensitive area. If you put your server in a central location, it was always a risk that what happens if the line breaks down or something. We have a central approach towards that, but we are still resistant to any kind of breakage of lines to the central server. That means we can run offline on the client directly, and we can also work online. So we have a new approach. We have added a new approach to the retail industry here, which saves a huge cost in this industry and still offers a reliable solution, even for remote areas where maybe once in a day, maybe once in 2 days, you have some kind of internet or a very slow internet. So even there, we are able to run the system in a very stable and a quick way. Another thing is that we are not just focused on desktop systems typically running in retail, but we can actually run the systems also on all devices. including iPads and tablets. So if you are selling from a truck on a tablet, if you're selling on an exhibition, if you're selling in a store, no matter what type of devices you have, no matter what location you are in, you can actually sell from the system and synchronize it real time with your servers. And we have a great reporting capabilities also through the dashboard engine that we have added in VIENNA Advantage HTML5 edition. So there are a number of special features which are very new to the industry, retail industry, but very innovative in that matter. So for the supply chain, basically, we're covering complete cycle from the procurement to the end customer, including various, let's say, intermediate locations in between. And we have added these features to the existing VIENNA Advantage ERP. So you can see we have the point of sales. We have created a separate module for pricing and discount for retail, because there are various types of discounts and schemas which are needed in retail, especially for promotion purposes. So here also we have added a number of features. We've added into the product management and costing, especially the support across the system of EAN numbers and other barcode numbers. So not only you can use these numbers in the front end of the POS, but also in the complete backend. And for example, also the product info has been enhanced. Other things are loyalty management, retail analytics, decision support, and various other items that we have added in this complete package. And this package basically is available as the retail template. Well, there are various other things. I will not go into the slides too much, but rather focus on the real system. So these slides will be available for download on our website later, and you can have a look at that and use this one. Okay, so again, if you have any questions, you can always post your questions in between on the questions panel, and I'll have a look at that from time to time and try to answer your questions directly during the session itself. So let's go into that. I have prepared here one POS interface and another HTML5 interface, and I'll take you through that. Both these interfaces, as you can see, are browser-based. We recommend to use the Google Chrome browser. Oh, sorry, I think you cannot see my screen. Let me just give me a second. Okay, here we go. Entire screen share. Okay, I think now you should be able to see my screen. Okay, as I said, we have prepared here for the demo on a cloud server. We have prepared one POS interface, and we have prepared one backend interface, which is basically for the ERP. The screen might be new to some of you because it's a new HTML5 interface. Some might already have downloaded the application development framework, so they might know it. But yes, I will show this in combination with the HTML5 interface and show you the complete backend and the supply chain. And in the front end, we also have a browser-based interface. As I said, it runs on all devices. We recommend to use the Google Chrome browser for this. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll start with the POS itself, which is the front end, which is something which is new to some of you guys. So here it all runs with a touch screen. I'm using a mouse here, but you can run it on a touch screen. We have already implemented it in various supermarkets, and yeah, basically you can run it on a touch screen, as I said. Also, it has been already translated to a number of languages. And also available like this. Then what we have here is you can, for the first time you get into the login, you get the selection of which terminal you are in. Once you have already logged into that terminal, this first selection is not possible. Then you are fixed to that terminal. but then you can select which user is logging in, and I'm doing it over here with your PIN. Okay, so here we have the online with the server. It's a remote server, by the way. It's not in my network. So as you can see, it loads pretty quickly. Let me first of all explain you the different components on the screen. And actually, I could go with it in the full screen as well, or let me just keep it like this so that I can see your questions, etc. Okay, so first of all, we have the top left section is the customer section. In that, when you log in, you see the walk-in customer. This is a default customer that you can set for every terminal, a separate one, or you can have one customer that you can set for your shop, which will be the default customer. For every transaction, we need a customer, so we by default select this walk-in customer. But then if you are using some kind of or you would like to specify the customer and personalize the things, then you have other options as well. I'll get to that in a while. Then we have the section. In this section, you have the lines which you are scanning. And actually, I have also linked one barcode scanner with the system today for the demo, so we'll be able to scan the items as well here. In this area, you have the document types. You know, in the backend, there are certain document types. We can use these document types here as well. So here we have the different document types. What is possible here is, first of all, this is the default one, which is the normal POS order, but we also have the home delivery, the warehouse order, and the returns. The difference here is that here, basically, the POS is the typical one where you pay your money and you get your stuff, and you go out of the shop. And here, basically, the home delivery, where the delivery has to be arranged. So that means an order goes to the backend, and the warehouse can arrange the delivery in their normal way, as you have the shipments module in the backend. And then we have the warehouse order, where basically the customer, like in furniture stores, can go with the invoice to the warehouse and pick up the items from the warehouse. So you have different possibilities here, and here basically you can have a return of the items. Here we have the totals, tax amount, discount amount, etc. Here down below, you can see which terminal you are logged in, which user, and which is the default sales representative. The sales representative could be important for commissions. So we have a default one, but you can always change during the transaction. Then we have here the product search area. You have the possibility to search or enter directly the barcode here, or search for the products here. We have here some actions, as I said, like sales representative and other things. We didn't want to show this directly on the screen, since it could overload the screen. These are some features which not everybody uses, so we have actually kept these features here under that button. So for example, if you want to allow, if someone else, the manager wants to log in during the session, or you want to view the history records, you want to see details about the taxes and other things. So we have kept these under that button. And apart from that, if you're working offline, we have a sync records button, and then we have a virtual keyboard, and apart from that, we have some daily reports, like when you close your shop. And then here we have some of the frequently used transactions over here. What you see here is basically the different categories that you might set for yourself. These categories might be same on all terminals, but you could also set these POS categories, different categories for the different terminals. So for example, you might have one counter for electronics, another counter for perfumes, etc. So you could really define this individually for each counter or each terminal that you have to do the invoicing over there. So then I would say we can start. The first thing, as I said, I want to show you is the customer. So for example, you might have already some customers, or you might be going with customer cards, so you could scan the card directly, and you could really also find the customers related to that, and you could select one of the customers. In case you want to create a new customer and issue a card, let's say, you could also do it here by actually again, using your touch screen, you could really enter it directly on screen. So this way you can also create a certain customer. The fields are customizable, so whatever fields you might need or would like to be get it hidden, that's possible. We have some area for these kind of customizations. Okay, so what today for the demo, I have prepared some products that I would like to showcase because I wanted to showcase the capability of the system on different types of products that we might have. And there, basically, as I said, you might have apparels, you might have general stores, and different types of retail outlets, and you would like to basically use that and sell based on that. Again, one thing I would like to mention here is also we are integrated with lots of standard hardwares already. Barcode is a basic thing already, but we also have integrated to electronic scales. So these scales could be linked directly to your POS system, and you could get your weight directly on the counter for the products. So depending on the product, it might go to the scale and ask for it. So, and also the printers, etc. So we have linked with basically a number of devices already. We have some videos also which we'll be uploading soon to our channel, where we have shown the process of invoicing in a real customer situation, where we went to a supermarket of a customer and we saw how they are using our system in these supermarkets, and to show you the capabilities of the system with the hardware. Okay, so first thing, I am having one product in my hand. You can't see me, but I'm going to do an action where I'm going to scan the product. So I've done that. Here I've scanned the product, and it actually was a fixed product which has a certain barcode which I've scanned in the system. Now, if I scan a product, the screen changes. The selected recently scanned product appears on the left side in the lines and is the current selected one. In case you want to increase the quantity, decrease the quantity, you could do it directly over here. So in case you want to delete it, you need an authorization for that, but in case you would like to do this, again, you can do that here. Why we show that product here is also related to, for example, you are scanning, you're in a flow of scanning. You could keep on scanning, you see the current product, and you can also see other things like offered products. For example, it's good to alert the cashier that currently with this product there is certain discount, and maybe you want to speak to your customer. Depends on the type of store you have. You want to tell him about some offers coming in along with this product. So you can always try to increase your sale based on certain activities like this. Okay, so this is one product, a very straightforward product where there is one barcode, and I will get to the backend system, how to set up all these things, and I'll show it to you a little later. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to scan one more product now, or let's say two different products. And what we have done is these two different products are linked to one product in the backend. Now, two different barcodes, let's say, are linked with one product in the backend. How can that happen, or how does that happen is for example, you have a bottle of Coca-Cola. That bottle of Coca-Cola that you sell in your supermarket, you have received from your supplier, might be, let's say if you're in Europe, it's very typical that the supplier might have purchased it in Germany, or they might have purchased it from Holland. If the bottle was manufactured in Holland, it will have a different barcode and a different EAN number, because these EAN numbers are typically country-based. So, but in the end, we would like to link both the numbers to the same barcode. Sorry, to the same product. So it's possible that I can scan two different barcodes and link two different barcodes with the same product. So I have entered one barcode here. And I'm actually scanning another one. Probably you don't see but I'm actually scanning a different one here. But it assigns the same thing to the same product in the backend, and it increases the quantity of that product. So with two different barcodes, we have done that, and we've done the scanning for that. Okay, so now as the next type of product, what I would like to show you is that you might be in a store where fruits and vegetable stores, let's say, where you are actually having some tomatoes that you are getting, and you would like to, or you have linked a scale with your system. In case you have linked your scale with the system and you select tomatoes, you put your tomatoes on the scale directly linked to the counter. It will directly contact the scale. In my case, I don't have the scale, so it will ask me for the weight directly. Okay. There are various possibilities to scan or to enter products which are based on variable weight, because this is a product which is based on variable weight. We don't know what exactly is the quantity which the customer has come up with. There are multiple possibilities with that. One of the possibilities is that this product itself has a barcode, maybe, because in some supermarkets you go, you have your scale over there and you print your barcode sticker on that. This is one possibility. We'll use that possibility a little later as well. Another possibility is that you go just with your tomatoes to your to the counter, and they have their own scale at the cash counter, and they can do their scanning or linking. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually linking it with my with the tomatoes over here. So I'm telling it's 1 kilo, and it gives me the actual price for 1 kilo of tomatoes. As the next situation, as I mentioned, we can run through something where we have the weight not in the or you're not taking the weight in the with the scale, but you are having a sticker which includes the weight as such. So I'm going to scan a product, a barcode, or let me type it basically, because so that it's better for you to see. 1 2 3 4 5 6 0 0 0 2 0 6. So what basically this means now for us, this is a EAN13 barcode where we have actually differentiated. This is the actual product ID, okay, and this includes the weight. Actually, this is in kilos, so it's 0.20 kilo weight, and the 6 is the last, is a control key. So if I enter this for this product, let me just copy this and give you another example. So I just enter this. It tells me you have cheese 200 gram. I could paste this same thing, same barcode, but with a 3 here. Okay, so it would get me another line saying that it's now 300 grams. So typically for these stickers that you can you print during weighing the articles, it recognizes the same article, but it creates a different line, and it gives me a different price. So by this, actually, I can really also use it in fruits and vegetables, cheese, etc. Different, let's say, type of products. And another thing is, sometimes in supermarkets you also might have products where the packing is not done by the customer, or the customer is actually not printing the sticker, but you already have pre-printed stickers by your suppliers. Let's say you have a pre-packed item and your supplier is doing your weight, etc., and you are actually just scanning the stickers while selling it. It's a pre-packed cheese or anything, and you would like to sell it. What the supplier does it in that case is that he's not mentioning the weight, but he's mentioning the actual price of the item in the barcode. So I have another barcode over here where actually we are, so let me just enter that. That starts with 2. So we have a differentiation here, 451,000,998. Okay, so this is basically another item, and in that item, basically the price is 99 cents. Okay, so it's in the barcode. If I enter it, it tells me that the price here for this is 99 cents. I could enter the same thing once again. It was 2,1,2,3,4,5,1,0,0,0. Let's say 85 cents. So by this, basically, it would pick the same product, but with 85 cents. So here, basically, the barcode includes the price of the item that basically I am selling it with. So you could use it in these kind of scenarios as well, where we have also handled all types of products in it. Let me just check the questions, or if there is anything which has come up. Okay, question and answers. Okay, nothing in. Right. Okay, so now basically I would like to go to products where in the apparels business, or let's say shoes, I have one pair of shoes over here, and let me again not scan but enter the barcode of that. So it starts with 4048870650039. Okay, so this is a pair of shoes that I have. And actually, the case is that you might have different pairs of shoes in your system, and different variants. Some shoes might be of different sizes and colors, etc. And you are not maintaining, let's say in the system, or you didn't want to maintain in the system the exact barcode for the type of variant that you have, but you have just one barcode for the complete product. In that case, basically the system can ask if you enter this barcode. Okay, just let me see. I think I don't have this product. Let me just try again. It's there. Okay, so here I have a product where basically I have the shoes. As I said, now the system would like to know still for this for the accounting and for the keeping of the stock entries, what is the shoe that you are selling? This is really normally not used by companies because they don't really have the time, and they really do not want to define, and because it's a human entry which might contain errors, but some smaller companies might use that they would say, okay, I have shoes here, these are green shoes and in the size 41. If I do that, I selected a combination of attributes, it tells me the quantity on hand which I have. Had I selected a different thing, it would tell me it's 0 right now. And if you're not allowed to sell in a negative quantity or go into the negative quantity, then it would not allow you to sell this one. But you could also see that I could select this is 41 and I could add this product to the cart. And it has been added to the cart now in this case. So as I said, this is a rare case where you would like to allow, but you might have certain cases like this as well, where you have different attributes or different lots, and you would want the customers to, or sorry, the cashier to select. This case also can happen, for example, if you have different attributes with different prices also. Like one product is there, it has 2 different expiry dates, and you want to sell for the older expiry date, you would like to sell it earlier or and with a discount. So you could use this kind of a constellation for the with the selection, which based on the price. Okay, so then the next thing is also related to apparels. I have a pair of jeans over here with me, and I'm going to enter the barcode here. So let me enter. It starts with 6 here in this case, 914 326 306095. Okay, this is the barcode. Now this is a case where actually in this case already the attribute of the jeans are linked with the barcode. So as you can see here, this is a dark blue and medium. So in the first case we had selected this thing, but now already through the barcode, that means each attribute set instance that we have in the system can be linked with a separate barcode if you want. And you could really then sell without selection, so you just scan it and then you have it. So that is another way to select this one. And yeah, basically as I said, all that also works offline. And there are some icons to showcase that part over here. So far, any questions by any of the participants? Okay, there are no questions. Okay, then I'll just go ahead with the payment. Okay, so basically I would like to then go for the payment now. So for the payment, once your scanning is done, and you could see that we have different types of products, all types of products that probably can be the case. Here basically you have typically, first of all, by default you have the cash part. We also have other things, and these things are dynamic, so you could set up these things by yourself. We also have, for example, gift vouchers. We have reward points that you could use, and in some countries there are some specific things that we have done are also available for you for the payment options. You could split payment also, so you could actually say I would like to pay some by card, some by credit, sorry, by cash. In this case, I'll say this is the denomination I'm doing. So our system also keeps the denomination of this thing. So you have two 50 euro bills over here, and then I just pressed on done. It processes the transaction. Actually, now I don't have the printer linked with my system. You can directly give the printing command. It goes to the printer. In this case, I don't have the printer installed. There's a video we released yesterday. In fact, it's in German language, where we have shown the complete process with the printer in the with the devices, etc. So you can see people scanning it and so on. So you could set up this kind of preview, or you could set up for yourself what type of print format you would like to go for. It tells you the return amount, and then you are okay to, if you close that, you are okay to go for the next transaction. So that is basically one complete transaction. There are other things also available. For example, if you are handing over to the next guy to come, you could count your cash, how much is available in your cash counter. You could enter the amount, and then it will actually show you how much it should be in your counter. And also the counting could be denominated by actually telling the exact denomination of the cash that you are counting over here. So in case of a handover in the evening and you close the session, then you could do the cash count. Or also it's possible to transfer the whole cash into a different cash book, which will be the main cash book of the shop. So these are the things that you can also do directly on the POS. So all the functions which are required to be done on the cash counter are available in this user interface. The rest in the backend. For that we have our HTML5 interface. Apart from that, we have other things like hold order. So let me demonstrate that as well to you. For example, I'm going into one of the categories, and you would like to add something. So let me go back and come back here. So for the first time, when you go there, it loads the images, and then you could add something very quickly. And then, for example, this customer comes in, and you scan all the items, let it be 20, 50 items or whatever, and then the customer finds out that he has left his wallet in the car or something. So in that case, what you can do is you can hold this order. Okay, so you can say I'm holding the current order. Okay, so what it does is it resets the order over here, but it has held the order actually, and if the customer comes back later, and you could actually then unhold the order, so you don't need to rescan the complete shopping again in that case. So that is another option that we have given here. And as I said earlier, you could also change your sales representative. You could add some item which is probably not created or is not in the system, but you would like to still sell it. It might be a human error that this item was not available to you for scanning or something, but you would like to add it separately manually. You can do that. You want to see the taxes, you want to see the historical records, etc. You can also do that. And let me reset this one. By the way, reset again requires the authorization. And let me show you the return. So you could also return an order. For that, you need the original invoice number, which is written on the receipt which the customer gets. So you could actually then also scan that receipt, and then you could also load that particular return, and you could, based on that, for example, this was scanned yesterday, so I could select which item I would like to return, and I could select one or multiple items here, and I could process that in another return transaction. So that is another thing, and we have, based on the type of markets or the type of customer, we can, it's a custom thing. You can customize it according to your needs. Lots of hardware, which hardware you're using, etc. So all that is customizable, and according to your needs, basically you can see it, etc. Okay, so that's basically the interface for the selling. I would like to move now to the backend. So any questions so far? Okay, fine then. Let me just go to the HTML5 interface. I think many of you will be excited to see this one because we have not officially launched it. It's going to be launched very, very soon, by the way, the complete ERP. We are doing our last tests, etc., before we can actually publicly launch the community as well as the professional edition of the HTML5 version. Okay, so I'm going in, and here we have again the languages. What is new here in this one is we have added the remember me thing. It's like, for example, if you're using Facebook or something, where you just click on this one and then you don't need to enter your details again and again. It will directly take you in. So if I just simply do that, and it loads, basically now it takes me into the system. Okay, now some of you will be wondering, it is not asking me for the role which I would like to log in with. It's possible actually to set the default role, which role you would like to log in with, and so you basically jump the second screen, but still if you would like to change the role, you can do it here from inside the system directly. So that's another saving of time, because most of the users use the same role to log in, so we're just jumping that screen, and you can always change if you have the authorization to log in with different screens. Okay, so you have seen the POS. Now actually what is important is not just the POS, because there are lots of POS softwares out there, but what is important is basically that this POS software is made for large companies, large chains also, where you can really define everything from a central head office. You can really project everything directly to the end counter, controlling it from a central location. You could have your central reporting. You could do your complete supply chain in the backend system. You could manage really everything from the backend system directly. So that is basically what makes this system unique. It's an integrated and fully embedded system which talks to each other, so you don't need to really look for two different systems and thinking of integrating it with a strong ERP system. It actually does that already as a complete package. So let me just start with something which I would like to show you on is the organization structure, because this is one of the things that is, I think, a very positive part of it. We have even enhanced this to showcase or to allow certain other possibilities. So here what we have is we can have really a complex structure of organizations. Typically in chains of supermarkets and chains of retail stores, we could really define regions, sub-regions, and then stores in that, and for each region you might have a different warehouse which supplies the product to the different stores. So really complex supply chain that you could define by having different organizations, could be also different legal entities itself. So you can really manage a very complex supply chain, a complex organization structure over here. Even a model like a franchisee model is possible, since you can define that particular store as an organization with its own accounting rules, with its own settings, etc. So you could really take care of all these things. So what we have done is here in the tree we have created different regions We have divided this thing in south and north, and according to that, basically, we have created the different stores under these items. So this is toggling this whole thing, and then you could go to the next tabs, etc. So this is an organization structure. Each store has been created as an organization in the system. In this case, not a legal entity, but you could have your different legal entities as well. Okay, then we have the warehouses. Each store obviously has its own warehouses. It could be one. I think typically it's important to have two different warehouses. One is the operational warehouse. A warehouse is necessary to keep, let's say, the items related to the all the items in the storage. You need a warehouse as an entity. So we have basically for the goods forward flow and the backward flow, we have two different warehouses which are necessary. It's I think especially for you don't want that items which are coming as a returned items or expired items do not mix up with the normal items. So we typically create two different warehouses for each store. You might have even more than that if you would like to have, but one for the sales and the others could be for the returns and so on. So you could really create a number of these warehouses. Okay, and for the warehouses also we could define different rules. Actually, another thing related to that is the replenishment rules that you might have for each product. Basically, you can define it. So you could really say, for this product, I'm having a certain maximum level or a minimum level in that warehouse. That warehouse means in that shop, in that warehouse of that shop. You could define your replenishment strategies for that. And typically in a store, we use the maximum level, which means that whatever you sell will be refilled into that store. Not only whatever you sell, but also if some items expired or something moves out, you basically try to refill that up to the maximum level of the quantity that you would like to store over there. So here basically we have the maintain maximum level, or you could also define the minimum level. Here also we're considering the order pack quantity and the minimum order quantity, so the replenishment can happen actually automatically, considering all the factors and all the rules that you define for yourself. Another thing is that you could define the source warehouse. The source warehouse is important basically if you are doing the replenishment not directly into the stores by the suppliers, but you are getting it supplied from one of your other warehouses, like from you might have a central warehouse for each region, so you would like to have the sourcing from there. Then in that case, what the system does is that it does not create a purchase order to the supplier, but it creates a requisition to that source warehouse for replenishment of the items. So this is basically the differentiation. If you select the source warehouse, it will initially look at the source warehouse for the items. Okay, so this is basically how you can define your replenishment rules. I think I'll not go too much into the materials management part, but rather focus on the POS module that we have over here, because the demo today is related to that. So first of all, basically, I would like to show you how you can define different POS terminals. So for each store, you might have one POS terminal, or you might have multiple POS terminals. So let me just load here. For example, I have loaded I've created one POS terminal over here. So Bremen City Terminal 1. And there are various settings that you can do related to that. Let me tell you a little bit about the settings, because it tells you also about the functionality of the system. You could have your terminal prefix for the different document prefix that you are running over there. Then you have the different document types, like for each document type that you have, you can select the backend document type, so that is directly related. And as the setting is for each terminal separately, you could really link, you have the flexibility to link it with different document types. That means you could have your different rules for the postings and accounting based on the document types over here. That means you are able to run a global system as such, even following different accounting rules for each document type. So it's pretty flexible because you really break it down to the terminal level, and you can set your rules for each terminal separately. And then other things like what is the default sales rep, what is the default business partner, and here also you could define for each terminal a separate one, and what is the typical forward flow warehouse where you're selling from, what is the return warehouse, so if you're getting the return, here is what is the price list that you're selling with. And here also why we're setting it this also at terminal level, because you might have different price lists for each terminals, because some items you are selling on terminal 1 and you have a different price list, and some are on terminal 2 where you have a different price list as such. So, and also it's possible to, let's say, have a wholesale terminal where you are selling it at wholesale prices. So these kind of things are possible by linking the price list directly to the terminal level. Well, then we have other things like what is the cash book for each terminal. You might have a different cash book, and what is the cash book, the master cash book for the store where you are transferring the money to after you are transferring it from the terminal cash book to the main cash book. Then what you saw here on the right side, this is a so-called POS key layout. So we can define here also a different key layout for each terminal, and you can create for the electronic counter, you can create a different key layout than for the vegetable counter. And then you have the bank account where you are having your terminal, cash terminal connected with, or sorry, card terminal connected with. So for the bank reconciliation, that is obviously the connection over here. And then you might have different discount schemas, which you could also link. That also is very, very interesting. You could create different type of discount schemas. Various possibilities are there, by the way. Possibilities are endless because we have really done covered really a lot of types of discounts. For example, like like 50 plus 20 plus 10 or something like that. In some cases you have these kind of discounts. In some cases you have discounts like if you buy this product, the other product is at 50% and the third product is 20% discount. So these kind of things and various other things are covered in our discount schema that we have separately launched for the POS especially. Okay, the text categories is linked here, but this is basically for the add extra item products. We could link the text categories, but typically the text comes automatically from the product and the customer. It's a combination between the product and the customer. We have the maintain history, how many days you would like to maintain the history for. You see some last login, you see the printer ID, etc. And also for each terminal, we might have different rules for the barcode as well. As I have shown you in the barcode scanning, you have some barcodes which start with 3, some barcodes which start with 2. We have done some settings for that, and according to that, basically you can set these things, and then it gets recognized. So for example, this is the price included in the barcode, where we have a 13-digit in total. 7 digits are basically stored as an item. It starts with 2 and so on. So, and price starts with the 8th digit, and the price goes 5 digits, and the price fraction is 2 digits. That means you can enter 9 up to 999.99 in this as a price in this barcode, which is typically so it's not just hard-coded. Really, you can define according to your countries, your need, what type of barcodes you have, what is included in the barcodes. And we have another rule, I think, here also, where the weight is included in the barcode. So in a similar way, you can also define these things, and you could print your barcodes according to that. Well, this is how you define your barcodes. We also have the POS key layout, as I said. So you could define your POS key layout separately here, where you say for this store, you have defined a key layout, and in that you basically have the different categories. So here I have the different categories which you could see here, like Bakwar and Drogeri, etc. and then you could really link the product POS category under that. So, and for each POS category, you could then define different products. So which are the products you are linking under each POS category. So here we go. So you could really define the product, and the images are automatically fetched from the product itself. So you could really do that and link it with that. And as I said, this can happen really for each terminal separately. Okay, so this is basically on the settings that we have in the backend. Another thing I would like to show you is the POS discount schema. And here basically you can define your discount schema, and you can define whether this is applicable apart from the customer price list. That means, for example, you have already a discounted customer price list linked with that customer that you have selected. Would you like this still to be applicable on top of it, or do you you don't want it to be applicable on top of it, but just consider the customer-based price list? So that is something that you could really decide here. You could have the validity for that, so you could really say I have this discount from this time to this time, and after that I'm starting another discount schema, and you could then say which products I'm giving discount to. We have different discount types, basically where you can decide whether it's on the same product or it's on a different product. Like you have discounts where you say if you buy this product, you get a different product discounted at discounted rate. So you could really also define these kind of items and the rules for that. And if you do so, then you can set up the discounts for that for the other products or for the same product. Okay, so these are some of the things that we have over here, and also something related to reward points, which are available over here that you could use to set up your reward cards. And also these points that you collect can be compensated against the payments that you have to do on the counter. So you could use these reward points actually also at the end for paying your for your goods. Okay, so any questions so far? Okay, sorry, let me end the screen. Okay. How to change a product already entered and the bill is closed for payment. Well, you can come back to the, so let me just go back to that one. For example, you have already, first of all, let me start the screen share again. So what you can do is you can actually click on this button to come back. So it gets you back again to, and you can go ahead with scanning and deleting. Again, one more thing I would like to mention is you might have as a user the possibility to delete items as an authorization, but we still track and log and audit every action happens on the POS. That means if you delete an item from your invoice, we basically keep an audit record in the backend for that. And this log basically can be tracked later by the managers or in the head office to see what has been changed on this one. And also if you open the drawer, and these kind of things are basically also tracked by us, and pretty every action, so that there is we reduce the possibility of fraud and theft by tracking all the actions that are happening. So even resetting the POS, so these kind of things are also we are tracking actually. But yes, I hope that answers your question. So once you are there at the payment and you would like to go back, you just click on this one, and there you can go ahead with your transaction. Okay, any other questions so far? Okay. Then let me come to another thing, which is related to the expiry dates, etc. We have actually enhanced some capabilities of the system and there are some possibilities that we have actually created to enhance the system to take care of certain aspects of the retail. Here, basically, if you are maintaining the expiry dates of your products, each product that you receive will be a new lot in your system. This lot is linked with an expiry date. This expiry date actually happens. The setting for the expiry date can happen on the product master itself. I'll come to that in a while. And you could actually then track the expiry date of the items, of the lots directly in your system, completely throughout the system. You could decide different ways of selling, whether you want to sell based on the first in, first out expiry date, or you would like to maintain that manually. So we have different strategies for that as a setting in the system as well. But let me show you this process. This process basically actually allows you to see what are the items which are expiring in a certain number of days that you can select here. So you could, by this, track the expiry date of the items in your store, and it would give you a list of those items that you basically would like to take out and probably put in a different store. In the same action, you could actually transfer this item to a different locator. So you could really say, I would like to transfer all that to a different locator, and by this you don't need to really do a manual transaction. The system will actually give you a list, and it will transfer all the items to a non-operational locator as well. And in some cases, you also want to use a possibility that you would like to have items which are probably expiring in 3 days or 4 days or something. And you would like that before these items expire, I want to sell these items out of my stock. So what I do is I'm going to give a discount on this items. So what the system does is actually the system creates another price list, and for those lots which are going to expire in these next a certain number of days, a discount is created in that price list. So a version, not a complete price list, but a version of the price list, let's say, and that means basically for us in the system we are able to keep track and the prices for each, not only each product but also each lot. So this is another possibility that we have added into the system for allowing this option. That means you might have in that case then 2 different lots, and one is a discounted lot for the same product, another is a normal price lot. Let me show you the price list for that matter. So we have actually enhanced the price list capabilities here. If I go to the price list, and for example, here's the sales price list. I can see different versions. I have here only one version, and if I go here, actually, I don't have any products here, but in this one, for example, I would have the product and also the lot number. This is another field which we have added recently to allow you to actually, and the attribute set as well, to allow you to differentiate the price based on the actual lot, and it could be also serial number. It could be also a set, like all black shoes with the size 32, 35 or something, whatever. So, and another option that we've added recently to the system to enable retail functionality is the UOM on the price list here, that you could also have a different price based on the UOM. Let's say if you're selling let's say a carton, you might have a different price. Let's say a box of 12 pieces or something. If you're selling 1 piece each, you might have a different price. And even that possibility is basically, that is something we have added in the system to enhance its capabilities to basically fit to the retail template. Let me go to the product master now. For that, let me just go to the product master. Okay. Okay. So here on the left side, I have the product tree of all products that I have here in the system, and on the right side I have the details of that. So here, for example, all the products that I have defined. And let me now show you the different possibilities that I have over here. So there was one thing I was talking about, Coca-Cola, which I had earlier scanned in the demo, where I had two different barcodes linking or going to the same product. Now, how was that possible? Here on the product master, we have one possibility, a new possibility called manufacturers. On that manufacturer tab, basically, we have defined for the same product two different barcodes. So as you can see, both these barcodes, if they are scanned, they basically relate to the same product in the end, and basically you can actually use that. Another possibility that you have here is that each of these barcodes might be referring again to a different attribute set. So for example, it might actually be a different variant as such. If you do that here, if you enter a variant here, then it will go to that particular and select that particular variant as well. But if you do not, if you leave it empty, it will basically link to you to directly the same product that you have selected over here. So that was one of the products that I have scanned. Let me also show it to you for other products so that I have scanned. For example, we had tomatoes. And in that case, basically what we have done is that we have said that this product is a variable weight product. That means the actual quantity is not one if I scan it, but the actual quantity of the product comes from the scale or from that pop-up, which basically you can enter it directly into. So you have the possibility to say the actual quantity is not the standard UOM, but it comes from the scale or something which is linked to the system. And here I have that cheese that I have scanned, where I have also here set that it is also a variable weight. But then this product is also linked with a certain type of barcodes, and it has a certain number. And here in this case, this UPC, let me show it to you. UPC EN, that starts, okay, it's not in this one, probably in some, it's I think here, the manufacturer. Okay, so as you can see, it starts with 3, and there's a rule for that terminal that all products starting with 3, it checks for the complete barcode and it fetches the price directly from the UPC. So you can set up all these things basically directly in the product master, and all types of variations, all types of product types are possible to be sold directly in the system. Okay, any questions so far on this one? Let me just have a look. Okay, nothing. Right, so this is okay. We have the BOM. Okay, I would like to come to the purchasing now. Okay, let me go back. Okay, we have the purchasing. Okay, it's all mandatory. Now for the purchasing, something very important that we have enabled here is that every product that you sell might have different UOMs for purchasing. And since you would like to go for an automatic purchasing, or if you would like to go for an automatic purchasing with the replenishment rules that you set, it is possible for you to define all the rules at the purchasing directly for you, and you could use these rules for automatically generating the purchase orders in the end. How does it work? Basically, you can define the vendor here, and you can define also the UPC or the EN number for the complete box. Let's say if you're receiving a product and it's 12 pieces of that, and then you can define a different UPC for that UOM for the purchasing UOM that you are actually setting it over here. And then basically you can also enter different other things like minimum order quantity for that supplier. You have also the order pack quantity. You have the promised delivery time. So these kind of things you might have. You can also store the partner product key and the partner category. So these kind of things basically you can also maintain. Now for all the transactions related to the supplier, okay, let's say if you are receiving the product, if you're generating the purchase order, okay, this UOM is relevant. So if you set it separately for the purchasing, that means you are creating a purchase order. The purchase order will not be created in this base UOM, which is probably the smallest UOM, but it will be created in the supplier UOM. That means if you have set a conversion, and if you are ordering an item, it will check how many you need, and according to that, it will actually calculate the number of boxes that you are going to order, and it will basically write in the purchase order number of boxes that you are ordering directly at the supplier. And in the same way also basically for the material receipt, because the vendor is not sending you the open products, but it's sending you the boxes. So you can actually then scan the box, the UPC on the box, and it will actually then convert it into go into the stock with the pieces. But then receiving, sending back, returning to the supplier, sending purchase order. So all the interaction with the supplier happens basically on the terms that you have set for each supplier. And basically you can set all these terms separately. Let's say one supplier is doing it in boxes with 12 pieces, another supplier might be doing it in boxes with 50 pieces. So for each supplier you might have your separate rules, and your purchase order will be generating to your current vendor. So whoever is your current vendor will get the purchase order printed, and you could send it directly from the system. So basically a number of activities that we have. By the way, we have completely automated the supply chain. That means you can schedule the replenishment in each store. So there are reports, for example, or processes where I can have, for example, replenishment report. This replenishment report basically can run on the stores, and it could automatically shoot the requisitions. So for example, you have here the requisitions. Let me get this one. Okay, create here is a requisition. So it could create the requisition directly with this process, which can be scheduled. For example, you want that every evening at 5 o'clock you shoot a requisition from the stores directly to the warehouse automatically, and then after that in the evening at 7 o'clock it generates automatically the purchase order to the supplier. So all these things can be scheduled, and you can really automate it at really 100% if you want. You can directly create the document status as completed. Also the movements can be generated, so you could really also say generate movement. Directly as from the warehouse to the stores. So whatever is available based on the rules, it will automatically create the inventory moves from the warehouse to the stores, etc. So all these possibilities can be automated by you. And obviously, if you don't want to have the automated way, you would like to still create your requisitions manually, you can still do that in the system as well. So that is basically how you can basically do your material management. And I am not going to stretch this session into other modules like accounting, etc. But probably we can, as you know, VIENNA Advantage automatically can post these documents into accounting, etc. So there are various possibilities that you have linking it with other modules. But in terms of the supply chain in the backend, we also have the possibility to actually use our warehouse management as a next level, where you can actually really split your warehouse. You can run your have your pickup list, etc. So here also we have a number of activities, and I think we'll do some more sessions on this one on the materials management, because there's a lot we have done in the past, and we have not released videos or documents on that, but we're going to do that in a very short time to come, where you will be able to see that. Also a number of dashboard reports. We have business analytics here, but what we'll do is I'll provide you some reports to come, because we have enhanced our dashboards in this HTML5 edition. We've done a lot of work on that one, so there will be on our homepage also some sample reports will be uploaded soon, especially for the retail that we have created. So since we are running out of the time over here, so I'm not going to stretch it further. Let me know if you have any questions, because I think those points which we plan to cover, I have covered so far. I would like to thank you all for joining today, and I hope you are in again on the next session. So we'll be communicating on our website on the sessions to come. So thanks a lot for joining, and have a good day ahead.